What if I told you that everything you've been taught about reality, about who you are, what's possible, how life works, how this universe works, is all a lie? Well, that's what we're going to do today. LJ back with another video. Now, the thing is, right, most people live their entire lives believing that they are at the mercy or the victim to circumstances. Okay, they think that life is happening to them. But what if I told you that you are the actual creator of your reality? That your thoughts, your beliefs, and your identity is shaping everything you experience in every moment of the day. Now, this isn't just some stuff that I've magically thought, oh, I'm going to think about this and put it out there. No, it's actually ancient wisdom. Now, I've learned this from several mentors, two in particular, but I've read enough books, I've done enough studying to understand it, but more importantly, I've put it into practice and I've learned firsthand myself. Okay, and there's a book that I read recently, I can't remember, I think it's Erin Werley, One Truth, One Law, I Am, I Create. Now, I had been battling over the past year with a lot of kind of internal stuff, and even though I'd learned a lot of this stuff, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I don't think I was in a position consciously to receive it back then. But as times went on, I've prepared myself, I've studied, I've learned, I've fallen, I've got back up. But when I read that book again, it was like a light bulb went off. Okay, because I remember when I first came across this idea, I resisted it. Okay, I challenged everything, and it challenged me, everything that I thought I knew. But it wasn't until I started applying it, then my life changed. And, if you look at compounding, when I look, sometimes I can feel that I haven't progressed a lot. But if I had to go back and look, 6 years ago, where I was there, consciously, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, I've came forward massively. Okay, so I started applying stuff back there, and my life started to change. And I want to try and break it down through how I've experienced it, my journey, to see if I can, maybe help it land on you and help you create a life that you want to live. Because essentially, you are the creator. You are a creating machine. Okay? And a lot of the time, well, basically, a lot of people don't know or don't believe that we are all one, right? Okay, you're not separate from the universe or God or whatever. You are the universe. So you are a fractal of God. You are, the universe experiencing itself through a unique perspective, which is you. Every thought that you have creates a reality. Okay? Now, imagine people say, well, how can you think something that creates? Every time you think something, it creates, okay? But imagine if you had a one thought, right? And for me, I'm going to, impact millions of people's life. I'm going to do that and be super successful on YouTube. Now, if that was the only thought in my mind, it would become a reality. But this is where things, go tits up, for lack of a better word. Instantly, doubt creeps in. I start thinking, okay, so if I think I'm going to be super successful, then I start thinking about all the ways that I won't be successful. Nobody's going to watch me. I can't come up with ideas, this, that, and the next thing. And all these fears start to hijack my reality. So every contradictory thought, every doubt, every fear, that creeps in, and then that creates the outcome. And it pulls me away from the ultimate true potential that I possess. Okay? And if I look back in my life, I used to believe everything, my struggles with addiction, self-doubt, depression, anxiety, all my fears were happening to me, right? Victimhood. I was this victim. But the deeper I kind of went into this work, the deeper I went into here, into my heart, into my mind, I kind of started to learn more about this, the more I realised that the external world was simply just a reflection of my internal world. Your frequency is what you will frequently see. So if you're in a low frequency, then what you'll see is low frequency. Okay, so that is so important that what we're thinking in here is what we're experiencing out there. Okay, and when I started to shift my thinking, and my thoughts, and more importantly, when I committed to one clear positive intention, then my reality began to shift. Now, don't get me wrong, there's been peaks and troughs when I've went, up and down, because I'm still learning, I'm still trying to figure this out. I don't have all the answers, but I do know what worked for me. Now, don't get it twisted here and think that all you have to do is sit back and think about things and they're going to magically appear. Because after I read the book called The Secret, I tried that approach and it did not work. But don't get me wrong, The Secret was a good introduction into the world of creating. It was probably one of the first books that I read that helped me have a different perspective on it. Okay, but sitting back and just thinking things into reality, that's not going to work. Okay, and that's where people get things. That's why it gets messed up. Okay, it's not enough just to think positively. You have to back that up with action and consistent action. Because when you set a goal and consistently take steps towards it, then you start to eliminate doubts. Action isn't just about moving forward, okay? It actually erases the negative thoughts that hold you back. Because think about it, if you're scared to do something and you do it a number of times, then you don't doubt yourself. It becomes unconscious, driving, eating, breathing, all these things. So you don't think about it, so it erases the doubts. Okay, and I remember, I'll tell you a little story. I lived in America, and I'd been in jail before. I'd been arrested several times. I'd been through the whole process, and there was this one time, and I was waiting to get paperwork to go into this kind of maximum security, and because I'd been through it, it was second nature to me. I wasn't bothered, I was kind of just acting normal. And this one person said, "How can you be so calm?" And it wasn't because I was being so calm, because I understood the process and I knew what was happening, and there was no real kind of fears. But the first time I ever got arrested and went to jail, I remember being in my cell crying to my mum. So this was a number of years later, but because I didn't have any doubts, but the first time I did, but because it happened so many times, I didn't have any doubts. Okay, so that's, and that's a totally different topic, but it's your negative thoughts will hold you back. And if you can take the action despite these negative thoughts, then it will erase the doubt. And one of my mentors told me, in fact, two mentors told me this, okay, and they were very impactful. Behaviour is the highest form of communication. Now, at the beginning, I didn't quite understand it, but fast forward 6 years now, I totally get it. You can say you're going to do this, that, and the next thing. But see, if your actions aren't aligned with your words or even your thoughts, you're going to consistently recreate what you've already created because you're thinking about the past, this, that, and the next thing. So you just keep recreating more of the same. And think about this, right? If you, in your life, if you've set a goal, okay, whether that be to hit the gym, to learn something and commit to it, or a side hustle or whatever, if you stuck to that goal and truly committed to it, where would you be now? Would you have the body that you wanted? Would you have the degree, the education, the business? Because if you would have just stuck to that and followed through, consistently taking action, then you would have created it. Even when doubts, creep in, if you just keep taking action, you would have created it. So the issue is you quit, or you allow the doubts to derail you and think that you have to learn more or do this or do that and not just take action towards it. Because every time you pause or you quit, you allow the doubts to then become a reality. But when you say, this is my goal, I'm going to stick to it, like I'm doing here with YouTube, and I'm documenting this because I want this to be an example for anybody out there. Okay? And you consistently take action to it, no matter how small the steps are, it reinforces the belief that you can create what you desire. Okay? It's about breaking the illusions of the limitations that you set on yourself. And the limitations we set on ourselves, these are basically based on our belief system. Okay, we've all been conditioned to believe certain things: lack, limitation, powerlessness, whatever it is. We hear these messages like, money's the root of all evil, life is hard, you have to work hard for success, some people are just lucky, and that's all BS. Beliefs are just They're simply packets of information that were useful to you in the past. At one time, they kept you safe. They were useful to you in the past because if they didn't, you wouldn't have them, right? But the past isn't relevant right now. What you've done in the past is not a good reference point what you want to do in the future, And when we have these limiting beliefs, they're limiting in nature, okay? And that's why they're called limiting beliefs. They stop us from achieving what it is that we truly want to desire or what we want to create in life. They're just stories. They're just stories that we've told ourselves or other people have told us. And the moment you challenge these beliefs, you begin to change your reality. Your thoughts are so powerful. And if you dwell on those doubts, you'll create limitations. But if you focus on the possibility, on the belief that you are enough, you are capable, you are worthy, you can achieve anything. Your reality will start to transform when you start to transform your thinking. Okay, and I know I discussed fear because fear is a big one, and it's one of the hardest parts of stepping into your power is facing those fears. Because when you start changing, when you start breaking old patterns, your ego is going to fight back, and it's going to tell you, this is not going to work. Who do you think you are? People will judge you. You're not good enough. X, Y. I could rhyme off a million of them. I've been dealing with it my whole life. I've been dealing with myself recently, even right now on this new journey of YouTube. My fears are shouting at me. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to listen to what you say. People will think you're crazy. You've tried this shit before. It's not going to work. But as I said yesterday, fear is just a gatekeeper. Every time you feel fear, it means that you're stepping towards something bigger. And the only way to get past is to move through, to act anyway, to show your subconscious mind that it's safe for you to grow. You have to take on that version, that new identity. You have to start acting like that person, like you are already that person. So see, if fear is stopping you from stepping into your power, if you're scared of changing, if you're scared of judgment, if you're scared of failing, know this, that fear is not a stop sign. It's the signal that you're on the right path. Because if your purpose or your dream doesn't scare you, as I said before, it ain't big enough. It's just not big enough. Okay? And this is where awareness comes in, being aware of these thoughts, being aware of these fears. And one of the most important things for awareness is being present in this present moment. It's such an important thing. And I used to wonder, how can you be present? It's just about being aware of what's going on in your mind, what's going on in your body, what's around you. Okay? Because, see, the thing is, right? The past or the future, they do not exist. Okay? The past has been and gone. It's already happened, right? No matter how much you want to change it, okay? It's already gone. Now, you can change your interpretation or your view of the past. You can look at it as learning curves and lessons learned and not look at it as poor me, I'm the victim of circumstances. And you can say, right, well, I learned a lot of lessons. So like I've done. My past has taught me so many valuable lessons. So I'm grateful for my past. And when you look at the future, it's not arrived yet. Okay? It's not here. So it doesn't really exist. All that we have is right now. Okay? All we have is the present moment, truly now. This very moment, it's a gift. And that's why they call it the present moment. It's a gift. Every moment is an opportunity for you to create what you desire. So if you want to create something in every now moment and you're doing something to create that, then that's where your focus is going to be. Okay, because when you choose to focus on the present, you become in touch with who you are. You develop the awareness to think the thoughts that lead to the actions that create the reality. If you do that in every now moment, okay, and you take the action, you are actively shaping your new identity. You're creating your new destiny, okay? And things that I've learned is question those beliefs, right? Okay, because they're outdated. Every time you catch yourself in that present moment thinking something negative about yourself, about life, ask, is that really true? Or is that just something I've conditioned? Or is that, something that's no longer useful to me? Okay? And when you're stepping into that new identity, you need to think and visualize, who is that person? Okay? Because when you visualize who that person, then you can start to act and step into that. Because your reality is shaped through who you believe you are. So start telling yourself, I am powerful, I'm abundant, I'm worthy, I am the creator. Visualize what, and what, if the 2.0 version of you, and you have this visualization of, I'm confident, I'm strong, I'm powerful. Well, you need to take the actions that that person is taking, because then you will kind of develop into that person. So it's about taking the action right now of who you are. Okay? And I don't know if I'm looking in the camera, because when I'm recording, there's a bit over here and a bit over here. Okay? But so it's acting as if you're that person already. Okay? Make the choices of the future you would make, and take the actions the future you would make. Okay? And detach from how you're going to make that a reality, and live in the now, right? So detach from the how and live in the now. I'm going to ask a new one. I like that one. Okay, because the universe responds to your energy, not your desperation. Your intentions, your actions, that's what the universe is going to respond to. If you're taking inspired actions and you're setting clear intentions, and then you're backing it up with positive thinking, then actions, and believing that it's already happened, I promise you it will happen. Okay, because the truth is, every moment, every thought is a choice. It's a choice. You can choose to sit in and dwell on fear and limitation, or you can choose to step in and embrace the unknown by taking consistent action. By doing that, you can be guaranteed to create a life that you desire. Because as I said earlier, my mentors taught me behaviour is the highest form of communication. Okay, and I learned that not just from one mentor, but two. And these two mentors are the most impactful mentors I've ever had, and I've had a lot. Okay, and it's no coincidence that these two are the most successful. I'm talking multi-millionaires here. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about the life that they've created. They have created a dream life that they truly desired, and they came from nothing. They came from nothing, and these guys are master creators. Okay, and they both told me that, and this is what I didn't believe, that at the beginning you create everything in your life, the good, the bad, the indifferent, and I didn't get that, but now I get it. Okay, they told me that you create everything, that your thoughts create your reality, and the most important one, they both showed me that I am not broken. And neither are you. Nobody's broken. Nobody is. The issue is most people are focused on the wrong things. They're not focused on what they think they're focused on. They're focused on trying to fix themselves instead of focused on creating a life beyond your wildest dreams. Because I bet you in that life, you are healthy, wealthy, happy, fulfilled. So if you're focused on that, you will create that. But if you're focused on trying to, fix things that you feel incomplete in, or if you're focusing on debt, if you're focusing on being overweight, if you're focusing on the negative, you're going to create that. So it's not focusing on what you're trying to get away from, it's focused on what you're trying to create. Okay, not what you're trying to run away from. When you stick the focus on the positive, you will create it. So ask yourself this, where is your focus right now? Where would you be if you set a goal and you truly stuck with it? Okay, like I said earlier, just imagine last January and you said, I'm going to hit the gym every single day and I'm going to eat right. And if you stuck to that and we're over a year down the line, what would you look like? What would you feel like? Okay, because I bet you probably, after a month, that got binned, okay? Or whether it's quitting alcohol or quitting smoking or quitting whatever it is, or, starting that side hustle or getting the qualifications, whatever it is that you've quit in the past, ask yourself, if I truly desired that and I stuck to that, would I have created that? And guarantee the answer is yes. Okay, because the truth is, you have created your whole reality, every single part of your reality this entire time. You just didn't realize it. Okay, you've been creating unconsciously. But now, if you've watched the video to this point, you know you have no choice now. Okay, you have no choice to know. And now you have the choice. Okay, I should have said no excuse, but now you have the choice. Will you keep creating unconsciously from a place of fear and limitation? Or will you step into your true power, own it, own your truth, and start creating with intention? What's the choice? Because you do not need a permission slip from anybody. In fact, if you think you need one, I'm giving you it. Here it is. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to decide, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to create. And then take the aligned action. What's the next obvious step you need to take? And in every present moment, take that next obvious step. Is this action going to move me towards my goal or away from it? Because there's no standing still. You're either moving towards or away. So is this taking me towards what I want or away from it? Because on the other side of all of these fears, your higher self is saying, come on, and the only way to get there is to decide, I am, and I am creating. And the creation begins in the present moment, not Monday, not next week, not Tuesday, now, right now. So what are you going to decide? Are you going to decide to create or let fear and limitations dictate your destiny? The choice is on you. Okay, and I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to go to the gym. I've got my wife's lunch to drop off. I'm going to hit the gym. But if this resonates with you, drop a comment. Okay, just drop in create. Okay, or even tell me, what do you want to create? Let me know what it is that you're looking to create and doubt stopping you. And if you're ready to truly break free from the chains of fear and limitations and start to create the reality you've desired, then subscribe, because this is what this channel is going to be all about. It's about building people up, teaching you what I've learned, what's worked for me, and also things that haven't worked for me. This is just about coming together, building a community that we can face the fears together, step into our power together at one present moment at a time. So I'll leave it there. Take care. Much love. And I'll have another video here or here. I'm not too sure. But these will have something that's going to help you if you want to be on this journey. Okay, take care. Much love. Bye-bye.